gives me anxiety because I'm thinking about protecting her. I'm thinking about teaching her things in this world. I want her to know that she can be ahead of the game. You know what I mean? And I think to myself, like, what the fuck is you about to go do with my daughter? Put her in school? What the fuck is you really about to go do with my daughter, yo? We playing this game, but we make children, but what are we doing with the children that we have? Your children is an opportunity for you to make the world a better place. What are you going to do subjecting my daughter to that world? You know what I'm saying? And I have to let go of control in a sense because the universe is in divine order and everything is happening in divine order. So I'm thinking in my head like, but what the fuck is you about to do with my daughter? You know, she's a human being. And you have we make human beings to make the world either perpetuate the ignorance or we make human beings to make the world a better place because human beings make this heaven a hell and human beings have made this hell. So if that's the case, then why are you being a part of that instead of being a part of the machine that's trying to destroy that construct or within ourselves, trying to destroy that and have heaven on earth because we come from a different place. I don't come from here. My soul's not from here. I never fit in. I never had a mom. I never had a dad. I never had any connection to this place that would make me feel connected to it with Babylon. Like I never felt, the only thing I'm connected to is the human person, the human people, and the connection that we all have together. That's the one thing that connects me is that I'm human. But as far as being raised in society or being raised like y'all and being raised with an uncle or, what's up, sis? You good? Like being raised with an uncle or a sister or being raised in a family structure that would attach me to the ideologies that would trap y'all to attachments to this place. I never had that because I'm an angelic being. And that when I was growing up, I always thought that something was wrong with me because I didn't have these things that attached me to the hell realm. But now as I'm wiser and I understand, like, wow, I was never allowed to be attached to this place. I never was allowed to feel that I was attached to it. So I've always walked through this place and understood that I wasn't in place in this place. And I understand why now. You know what I'm saying? I'm so blessed in understanding why in the long run. And I'm like, damn, I was chosen, you know what I'm saying, not to be a part of this shit. And a lot of people don't understand that was raised in foster care, that was raised by somebody else that didn't have that family structure, that you're not from here. You feel what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So how can you ever be attached to this if you're not from this? You dig what I'm saying? So you got to realize that. And when we realize that, we can understand I love the human beings around me. I love the human beings around me because we think alike. We might not express it the same way, but we think alike. And this is my family. And I was given family to people that are the same frequency as me. And so this is the only family I've ever had, really. When I say family, I'm talking about like literally somebody that thinks like you on the same frequency. And then I learned what family was. Family is frequency, right? So a lot of y'all were born into a biological family with people that you thought like at once, but then life experiences changed you, and now you have vibrated to another frequency or a different frequency of yourself, and now you have to let go of that biological idea of having a biological family, and then you have met somebody that is not your biological family, but is closer to you because y'all think alike. And this gives you the understanding that family is frequency. Frequency is the thoughts that you have frequently. You create a frequency with the thoughts that you have frequently. It's the frequency of thoughts that you have that align you with people that's having those same frequency of thoughts. For instance, that's what hashtags are. Hashtags let you know how many people are thinking the same thoughts as you on that frequency. So the hashtags or the algorithm of this internet is showing you the algorithm of the psychology of your mind. You understand what I'm saying? So frequency is the thoughts that you have frequency, the things that you're thinking about, the things that you desire, the things that's on your mind. You find other people that are thinking the same thoughts, and these people are your family because they're in the same frequency of thoughts. So family is frequency. You get it? So you gotta let the idea of go of what family is, because this way you could get trapped in that realm because of the sense of the traditions of what family is. And if you're not able to let go of those traditions, then you won't be able to be free. Your soul won't be able to be free because you're obligated by traditions of a family. Well, I'm your cousin, I'm your blood, and and you know, you don't want to let those people down. And because you don't want to let those people down, like Velvet was attached to her biological family, and so when Velvet left, she had this attachment, even though she knew she had the same thoughts as us. We were her frequency family. She went back to her biological family, and what happened? Her dad was snatched from her because he no longer served her. So, in the reality of it, it was like, you on the wrong path, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you followed your father instead of following your father. I was her father figure. I was the one that's supposed to be like her dad. She was supposed to follow. I was like the father figure that she was supposed to follow after that. But she went with the demons. It was people in the chat that was constantly taunting her. It was her own demons. Like, the people in the chat is your subconscious mind. So if you don't know how to fight your subconscious mind, your own energies will work against you. And so she had some demons in her chart, and I used to show her, like, look, this is playing out. And the people that are online that are trying to disrespect you and telling you, like, fuck that, and da-da-da-da-da, and all your demons. And I was, like, showing her everything in her natal chart and everything that was happening. So she knew very well what was going on because I showed her truths that no one can show her. And she seen the patterns of her mind, so she made her decision. But what happened was, when she made the decision, she made it impulsively, and that was in her chart, and that locked her out there. But once you make the decision, now you look crazy coming back and forth and back and forth. What happens is, when you leave your natural path or your purpose, then you're stuck out there. Now you got to stay out there, and you're proving something to somebody that's not even in real existence, because these people are your subconscious. And now you're suffering, and no one knows you're suffering. And everyone, you go online, you make it seem like you're not suffering, but you're truly suffering, and only me and you know that. Because I know your natal chart, I know your astrological program, and I know it, and you know that I know it. And that's why so many people that touch me can respect me and say, like, yo, and it's an issue for them. And I have such a great influence on people because I show them things that are absolute truth. And even when you listen to me, you're going to learn something. I don't give a fuck if you don't like me or not. If you listen to me long enough, you're going to be enlightened on something. Press 1 if you've been enlightened in this very conversation that I had with you, whether it was about the spirit and psychology and the endocrine system, or whether it's been about somebody else. But eventually, if you're around me long enough, you're going to learn something very key that you never knew before about yourself, because I'm going to put it in a way that you're going to learn something. So when I'm dealing with a woman intimately, oh man, she gets everything. She's going to learn everything about herself because I'm dealing with you. And if I'm dealing with you intimately, it's going to be intense because I'm a psychologist and it's psychotherapy with me. My Venus is in the 9th house. My Venus is in Pisces, so you know I have good intention. You can't deny my Venus in Pisces. That lets you know your Venus lets people know your intentions and what you're looking for, right? So with my Venus being in Pisces is exalted, meaning I can love unconditionally. It's no lie. You don't need, all you got to do is study my natal chart for understand that I'm a very loving person, and I'm not a person, and people don't need to guess about me. They don't need to expose anything about me. If you understand astrology, you would understand I'm the Messiah. Then you would understand it. It's all in my astrology. My Venus is in Pisces, which is exalted, making me have the ability to love someone unconditionally through their flaws. I'm able to unconditionally love somebody through their flaws because my Venus is in Pisces. Then my Venus is in the 9th house, which means I'm in love with my students. I fall in love with my students because I'm a philosopher and I'm a teacher. So I love to be with a student. So any woman that be with me, she's going to become my student. So I'm going to be teaching you something. There's going to be a student-teacher relationship in my relationships. I'm not going to be able to fall in love with somebody that knows everything that I know. Because my love is attached to the idea of teaching somebody something or philosophizing something to somebody. So it has to be, I can only fall in love with people that want to learn from me. So a woman that wants to learn from me, I fall in love with her easily. If she feels like I'm her teacher, I'm going to fall in love with her. That's my love language. My love language is to actually heal the black woman and her to become my student and make her goddess. So if you look in my natal chart, it's right there. It's not a fucking, I know who I am because I studied myself well enough to understand things and find hidden secrets and hidden knowledge. You know what I'm saying? And somebody said, she's like, well, you have all this power because you're trying to, no, baby, I have this power to empower others. But I'm not going to give nobody no power without making sure that I'm empowered. You know what I'm saying? I can't give you no shit I ain't got. So he's like, oh, you're doing this for you. Okay, what's wrong with that? If I don't take care of me, there is no me for you. So anyway, first things first, love yourself. Know yourself. This Aya Horus means to give yourself love and know yourself first. Know thyself. You can't know someone else without. The reason why I know the things that I know, because I know me so well. I'm giving you information because I've applied it to myself. How I found this information is knowing it for myself first, and now I can give it to you. So therefore, I can't give you nothing I ain't got. But the young people don't understand it. They're like, oh, you manipulating. You doing all this to get power and control. Hell yeah. I want power and control, because if I had power and control, I'm gonna make this world a better place. If it was left up to me, shit gonna be shit gonna be righteous, and shit gonna be mayat. You understand? So just know that everybody is trying to impose their will upon their universe. Nigga, this is my universe, and I'm imposing my will upon my universe. That's what we're fucking doing here. Duh. Everyone is trying to create their heaven on earth. They're trying to impose their will simultaneously at the same time on the world. You just got to find people that see shit the way you see, so you can create a greater force in creating that world on this fucking earth. Don't be mad at me because I'm a powerful entity and I'm able to put out my motherfucking shit the way I'm putting out and receive other people that can empower the mission that we stand for. And I'm calling upon a people that are just like me, and we come together. Don't get mad at me because I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. You know what I'm saying? You do what you're supposed to do, and I do what I'm supposed to do. And may your knowledge lead you to its wisdom. And that's the thing about it, right? In the end, it doesn't matter what you're talking about or what you're saying. In the end, the only thing that matters is what? The outcome of what the fuck you're talking about. That's it, right? And it's too early for you to understand the outcome of what I'm talking about, because the shit I'm talking about is too futuristic. So don't be thinking like, oh, well, your outcome ain't much, because I'm still building. It's a daily base. It's a daily thing to build what I'm building, the kingdom of God on earth. And so it's a process, and we are beings, and it ain't gonna just happen right away or overnight. You know what I'm saying? Applied knowledge takes time and energy, but when it's built and it's established, you won't be able to say, oh, well, you ain't got nothing to show for what you put in. Yes, I will. But what I will show for is gonna be something that cannot be broken. You understand what I'm saying? So check it out. When it comes to understanding your purpose and who you are in existence, and understanding yourself and knowing yourself first, you have to study your personality, which is your astrology, right? My Venus is in the 9th house. So what I know about myself is, when it comes to dealing with women, you will always see I'm always teaching my woman. I don't care, before I came to become Nature Boy, I was always teaching a woman. I ain't even want a woman that couldn't learn from me. I was always teaching a woman, because my Venus is in the 9th house of the teacher, of the master teacher. So my Venus is in the 9th house, so I already know that I'm going to be the philosopher and the teacher of my lover. So I already know that. Because I know that, I'm not feeling bad for being that and doing that. I'm not feeling bad that every woman that I meet is my student. Every person I meet is my student, because that's how I show my love, and that's how I express my love through teaching. So I already know that about myself, so no one can make me feel guilty about that, because I'm in. And that's another thing. The more you know yourself, the more you can accept and be convinced in who you are and become into your character. A lot of y'all don't even know y'all character, and haven't shaped and formed your character through your astrology and possessed and embodied who the fuck you supposed to really be. So you mad at people that have established themselves and are convinced about when you want to argue with them, but it's no arguing, because if you're not bringing no facts to back up what you're talking about, it don't even fucking make no sense. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't even make no sense. We have to base ourselves on objective truth. Now, I told you what the absolute truth was. There's a difference between absolute truth and truth. Absolute truth is that you cannot know truth, because life is a lie. Period. You cannot know yourself, who you think you are. You cannot conceptualize it, because you're infinite. And you cannot conceptualize infinity, aka nothing, because nothing is nothing, and nothing can come from nothing. And something can't come from nothing. So truly, we're living out the great illusion, which is the great Maya, or what we call the great Hadu, which is the illusion of life. Now, there's truth to the illusion. We're only talking about the truth to the illusion, which is astrology. Astrology is the truth to the illusion. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm only telling you about the video game that the video game we're playing, which is a lie, which is an illusion. But because we're in the illusion, we need to understand the game and how it's played, right? So when you understand how the game is played, then understand. But first things first, you need absolute truth. Absolute truth is that you cannot be conceptualized. You cannot have knowledge of self. That is and this is what the gods on earth are not going to tell you. The 5% nation is not going to tell you that you cannot be conceptualized. When we say peace, God, the black man is God. What that means is that the black man is the human form of God in its most uprighteous form and has been created and